Welcome back to the Digital Illusion podcast, where we discuss topics like squirrels don't have fall damage. Justin, do you agree on this statement? Because you're the one who thought of it.
Oh, it's actually true. Look it up.
They really don't have fall damage?
They don't have fall damage. They can't die from terminal velocity. You can drop them from any height.
Prove it.
Duly tested and noted.
Prove it. I need proof right now.
All right, next podcast, we will have a squirrel as our live demonstration, and we will be dropping him from the Eiffel Tower.
Wait, no. I don't want...
They will not die.
They will not die. Is there, like, actual proof behind this?
Yes, there is.
Like, Eiffel Tower-wise?
Oh, yeah, you can drop him from any height. They said you have to drop him from, I don't remember how many miles it is, but miles upon miles. In order for them to die by falling, they'd have to starve to death.
Well, what do you know? I guess it's just the low bone density, right? Hollow bones.
It's probably because their giant, massive cocks literally stop the entire fall. It's like a spring.
They just got the spring upgrade.
Yeah, they did purchase that, and then they got their little springy bones. So you could say their bone density is pretty high.
Yeah, I guess you could. Anyway, I'm Brendan Jackman, the host of the podcast. My co-host Justin Ross. His address is 17385. His bone type. Bone type.
Bone type 3.
I was gonna say blood type.
Yeah, we can also go ahead and give my blood type out. My blood type is CBD O negative.
CBD. You just got straight weed in your blood. What is with bones? God, you got me on the bone subject.
Where we talk about bones.
Where we talk about bones the entire podcast.
So skeletons, am I right?
Yeah, you know that skeleton that you got me for my birthday? Still have it.
Hey, what do we name it? Chris?
Yeah, he's sitting on my patio right now.
So Chris, we're looking at you.
Yeah, if your name is Chris, good job.
We see you, man.
Yeah, good job. I mean, it wasn't your fault, but like, good job.
I'm looking in your window right now.
Yeah, get out. Get out.
Nice blue shirt you got on there. It's got a little bit of a green stain on it.
All right, Justin, we got so much stuff to talk about today.
Yeah, literally so much that I'm exploding out of excitement.
I've been adding a bunch of news because it's been a big news week for gaming.
Surprisingly.
I know. I think it was like yesterday I actually got another piece of news to add on. So, yeah.
No way.
Lots of good stuff.
Dude, that is awesome, man.
Yeah. So right off the bat, I saw the Sonic movie last night. The Sonic 2 movie.
And I saw the signs. And it did open up my eyes. I saw the signs.
I'm gonna say, Justin, I know that we were saying that movies, like, really depends. That was a really good movie. I really liked it.
I'm glad you did. Please spoil the entire movie.
I won't, but I did probably talk a little... I'm not going to talk about it too much here because that's for another podcast day or something like that, but I did basically give like a very brief review on the Twitter account, so go check out the Digital Illusion Twitter account to see that official thing.
Oh, please, we need more.
We need so much people there so that you guys can tell us what to do.
Yeah, because we're going to act like little babies and do exactly what you tell us to do, little mommies.
Yeah. You slut.
So, wait, I really wouldn't call my mom that, but you know. So anyone that joins the podcast, or actually rather join our Twitter, follow it, tweet at us.
Tweet at us, say why
you are now going to be our mom, and you can tell us what to do.
Yeah, tweet at us and say, why do you keep posting the most random stuff on the Twitter, Brennan? And it's because I don't understand Twitter, so I just kind of tweet whatever.
Yeah, Brennan's actually 39.
That's not true. I don't remember how long ago this was announced, but I'm pretty sure it was after our last episode, so it's still within the time frame. well, we know that Xbox acquired Activision and stuff like that, and PlayStation got Bungie. Nintendo has acquired land.
What kind of land, Brennan?
First of all, that sentence itself just is threatening. That's exactly how, like, any news article has been talking about it. Is they have acquired land, and it sounds so threatening. No, it's just land that I'm pretty sure is just for warehouses, and possibly, maybe, who knows, more like Nintendo Land stuff. I don't know. But they've just got land. They've got a lot of it. I just thought that was really funny how threatening that sentence was. We also got, recently, Call of Duty has been teasing at a new season for Warzone, and a lot of speculation that there's going to be a Godzilla and Call of Duty crossover.
I really hope we can play a little mini Godzilla with an AK. Holy shit, how funny would that be?
Well, I mean, they did have, like, an Attack on Titan crossover where you could play as, like, a really gross Titan. So, I mean,
Titans are more humanoid, so...
Yeah, I guess that's true. But, yeah, a lot of people have been realizing that in their most recent season trailer, you can hear Godzilla's roar. So, I mean, I guess. I mean, I don't know exactly how that's going to work. But Call of Duty is really trying to push the same kind of stuff that Fortnite does with all their in-game event things, which...
Because everyone kind of hates them for putting Vanguard out.
Yeah, have you played Vanguard at all?
No, and I will refuse to play a game like that.
I've never played it.
We don't need any more World War II games. Thank you.
We're doomed to repeat
I think we're
the past.
all out. I think the well has gone dry. There is no more World War II to cover right now. Please, oh please, stop making World War II video games.
How many? They have literally like 4 World War II era games in Call of Duty, at least, right?
Oh, there's a lot.
Oh my gosh.
We got what? We got World at War.
World at War.
We got Call of Duty World War II.
World War II.
And then we have Vanguard.
Vanguard.
I think there's only 3. I don't know. There could be more.
There's also, I mean, I guess if we're not just counting Call of Duty, then there's Battlefield.
Okay, well, if we're not counting Call of Duty, there's a lot of other World War II.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
So please, oh please, do not give us another World War II game, or I will literally die.
So, Bandai Namco has been rumored to be working on a 3D action game remaster for Nintendo. So, the question is, Justin, what do you think that game is? Dig Dug 3D.
3D I want it action. I want it to be full of new cool concepts. Give me Dig Dug.
Give me Dig Dug or give me death.
Because that's what we said back when we formed.
That was the podcast motto. Give me Dig Dug or give me death.
You heard it here, everybody. That is now the new slogan. You are also our mom if you join Twitter. So you will be our mommies to us little babies. And then you will also have to start announcing our new slogan everywhere. Give me Dig Dug or give me death.
Exactly.
Because that's what good moms would do. They support their babies.
That's true. Like, legitimately though, what do you think actually they could possibly be working on? Like, what Nintendo game do you think you would want them to be remastering?
Pac-Man.
Okay, this is still Capcom that we're talking about. You're thinking a lot Capcom and not enough Nintendo here. Because Pac-Man is in a Nintendo game. I don't know, like, all of these games are, like, on
Bandai
Nintendo.
Namco.
Yeah, but they could help out with a lot more than just, like, Namco exclusive games.
But I was thinking of Namco Museum. So
in 3D, though? That's like, I don't think that would be an action game. There's a lot of mini games, but I don't think it would be an action game. Like the Namco Museum would be an action game. I would love to see a new...
Galaga.
Okay, fine, yeah. Imagine Galaga. That would just be Star Fox. The
Starfucks.
Star
The
Star
new porn
Fox.
website that we're starting. You can buy your new star, and then we get someone out there to fuck you. So we're gonna
Star Fox.
Starfucks.
Star Fox 64.
More like Starfuck 69, dude. Come on. You had a really good chance there, bro, and you blew it.
Fuck off. Oh
Okay,
my
now
gosh.
please tell me what it is.
I don't know. That's what I was asking, Justin. I'm just wondering, what do you think it is?
Oh, I see. I thought you were setting up that.
No, I'm genuinely wondering what you think it is.
Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. Revenge of the
3D
Sith.
Revenge. Revenge of the Sith. Goofy 3. Sonic.
Just Sonic. Just the original.
Releasing a new mouse pad from the Digital Illusion Studios, and it's Sonic themed, and it's supposed to be
It's
really
just
hairy.
super furry.
It's just literally like a pad of fur.
new mouse pad from the Digital Illusion Studios, and it's just a taxidermied animal. We're joking, by the way. The next story we have here is this one's got a lot of heat to it. Okay, so
I would say more juice than anything.
juice. We'll go juice.
What's a gaming term? More XP.
This got a little XP to it.
Nice.
So due to analysis of recent trailers and the announcement of the delay, experts are worried that Breath of the Wild 2 is too big for the Nintendo Switch to handle. So like a lot of like experts are looking at the trailer and being like, "Hey, this looks way too good to be even a Nintendo Switch game." So there's two possibilities coming from this news here. They're right, and we're possibly going to get a new model of the Nintendo Switch pretty soon.
Okay.
Or they're going to be delaying the game and realizing, yes, this game is too big for the Nintendo Switch to handle, so they're going to make a lot of cuts to the game, which I hope that is not the case. Like, I hope neither are the case, to be honest. I don't think they need a new Nintendo Switch already. Like,
I do.
Well,
Because their OLED version was literally just a, here's a Switch, but better screen.
what was the point of the OLED? That's really all it was, right? Like, the OLED just made the screen count, like the pixel count, a little higher.
Yeah, and kind of reduced the bezel size for the sides, but the thing is it's the exact same processor, and it does the exact same thing on your TV.
So yeah, then what was the point of... What the fuck was the point of the OLED model? Like, because I specifically was like, I don't want to get an OLED, because I was like, there's no point. All it is just a slightly bigger Switch. And so I'm just right about that. There's nothing different about that.
Not really. There really wasn't that many changes to make it worth it. To me, at least. I mean, it was more money just for pretty much the same thing you could do while putting it in dock mode. So
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah. It's stupid. Plus, I mean, like...
I'm okay with another Switch coming out. I mean, we've been with this Switch for, how many years?
Oh, yeah, I guess it has been out for a really long time. I mean,
let me see the exact year it came out.
Yeah.
2017. So we have had it out for 5 years. Well, almost.
5 years?
Well, actually, no. Yeah, it's been out for more than 5 years. It's March 3rd.
I guess,
It came out March 3rd, 2017.
But the thing is that I don't even think we're ready for that level of it, upgrade, because we already know that the Steam Deck is coming out, and it is more powerful than the Switch. We already know that for a fact. But the Steam Deck is so powerful.
Steam Deck.
The Steam Deck is so powerful. Can't slander them. We like Valve.
You.
Valve gave us Steam, okay? They gave us lots of great deals.
I love Valve, dude. Not saying nothing bad about them boys.
Yeah, they gave us Left 4 Dead, so I can't really complain too much.
And you can reserve one right now for $5.
What? Really?
Mm-hmm.
You can just for $5? Wow. Okay.
It says reserve now. I'm on Steam right now.
Oh,
It says you can reserve one for $5. So here you guys heard it. It is $5.
go grab your parents' credit card.
No, you can reserve one for 5, but the base model is 64 gigs at 399. And then we have the 256 for 529, and then we have the 512 gigabyte for $649.
We're not sponsored by Valve, by the way.
No, we're not, but we are news.
Sponsored by Valve.
Yeah, not sponsored.
Not sponsored. That's just our joke. That's just our little joke.
But
yeah,
hey,
we
Valve,
already know.
if you want to be our mommies.
Go Valve, follow us on Twitter.
All right.
No, but seriously though, like from what I've heard is that it's powerful, but it's so powerful that it really can't hold a charge. Like this Twitch itself can last 3 hours without a charge or without needing a charge.
Maybe, because I mean, if you're playing that thing like Breath of the Wild extensive on full brightness, I doubt you're gonna get 3 hours. You're probably gonna get like an hour and a half.
Yeah, I've probably like on max settings probably averaged about like 2 hours maybe. 2 hours max.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not going to give you 3. It just depends on optimization. If you're doing the right things and if you're adjusting brightness, sure, you could probably get 3. So we'll see how the Steam Deck does.
But yeah, but that's the thing is the Steam Deck has been averaging less. They say that they can average longer, but that's not like that's not
Maybe yeah, with full
that's
optimization, but
yeah, that's not dipping into the fact that like a lot of people are trying to optimize this to their max settings, and so that's going to drop significantly. So yeah, I mean, like, who knows? Who knows if that's really what's going to happen with Breath of the Wild? I really wish we could get more information on that game because I'm really sad that it got delayed.
yeah, I'm sad, but I'm hoping it's going to be a better situation, kind of like Lego Star Wars.
Yeah, so I mean,
Where it's like they delayed it for good cause, you know. Obviously, there's a lot of bugs with the game, and I actually have some stuff to say at the end of the podcast about Lego Star Wars. So if you guys are still interested on a longer played review, kind of just obviously keep listening.
yeah, for sure. But yeah, like I know that Nintendo has taken liberties into making sure they get the best out of a game because I mean, we found out that Metroid Prime 4 got delayed.
Well, didn't with Metroid Prime 4, didn't they say they're like restarting?
Exactly. Like it got delayed because they decided like, hey, we want this to be the best Metroid Prime game that we can possibly make. So they just completely scrapped it and started from scratch. Which I mean, I would lose my goddamn mind. But I mean, at least we know that they're actually taking a lot of care into making sure these games are the best for us.
Oh,
Yeah. So I mean, there's hope. Nintendo has not disappointed me yet. Not completely. Look, okay, the only thing they've really... Oh, okay. Okay. Nintendo is... Nintendo's Nintendo. Nintendo is Nintendo, alright? Let's just hope. Let's just hope they get something okay. Moving on, we got some news about Kingdom Hearts 4. So a couple things actually came out of the Kingdom Hearts 4 announcement. So, for one... there's been a little bit of speculation. So I was wrong thinking that the game was probably going to do a lot less with Disney because there's a lot of speculation that the first teased world that you can visit is possibly Endor. So it's probably going to have a Kingdom Hearts Star Wars crossover here.
Okay, so I'm probably going to be annoyed, but go on.
Yeah, no, you probably won't enjoy this, but I'm okay with this. Let me just give you a quick example of what I'm talking about here. Okay, so this is a screenshot from the Kingdom Hearts trailer. So it looks really good. And,
yeah, but in the top right corner, you can definitely see some sort of...
Yeah, that is an AT...
Like an AT, some sort.
That's an ATST right there. Like, if it's anything, like, this image right here just shows that it's most likely an ATST. So, I mean, who knows? That would be extremely ridiculous. But to see the Battle of Endor with a bunch of heartless, like a heartless Ewok. That would be amazing. I'm just saying. I know it's
with
gonna be
a Goofy
stupid.
and an Ewok. Yeah, okay.
I know it's gonna be stupid, but I am so
They're
happy.
really Goofy.
Literally Goofy, just going in. But with that, there's also news that because Kingdom Hearts 4 was announced, it's also raised some eyebrows because a really long time ago, probably like earlier on this year, Nvidia had a game leak.
Okay, wait, what do you mean game link?
So a bunch of games were leaked to be working with like Nvidia and stuff like
gotcha.
that. So so far, games like Kingdom Hearts 4, GTA Trilogy, Chrono Cross have all been confirmed to be true out of that leak. So there's a lot of evidence to kind of put forward that everything on that leak is true. So that's there's a possibility that we're going to be seeing some games like Injustice 3, Final Fantasy 9 Remake, and Mortal Kombat 12. Because we're on
Yeah,
London now,
that
right?
would sound honestly accurate to me.
Yeah. I've also heard rumors about what's it called? Titanfall 3, but I've also tried searching up more information on that, and there's a lot less news about Titanfall 3. So
Although I can say they are good. Respawn, right?
Respawn
Isn't that who made Titanfall?
Yeah, because they're working on Apex as well, right?
Right. They did drop Apex pretty much out of nowhere,
True.
so I could see that being like a possibility. So
And I mean, they've already shown a lot of interest in bringing Titanfall characters into Apex. So, I mean, because they do take place in the same universe. So,
right.
I don't know. Maybe it's more like a crossover event. Maybe we'll see a lot more story coming out of Apex Legends. Who knows? But there's a lot to kind of look forward to because of that news. We also, so I got this tweet from CD Projekt Red that talks about how Cyberpunk 2077 is far from finished, and work is still being done for future expansions. Obviously. They did not need to say...
Shit. Once you guys released it, it was not finished.
They did
what
not
do you
need
mean?
to say that Cyberpunk 2077 was far from finished. Okay, I'm hoping that future DLCs can fix that game because I still want to give it a chance. I don't want to take the time to give it a chance right now because I know if I do, I'm going to hate it. So, yeah, so we're just hoping that future DLC can fix it, and they've already announced some DLC coming pretty soon. CD Projekt Red is having a hard time ever since Cyberpunk's release. I mean, I heard stuff that it nearly drove them to bankruptcy. So let's hope that they can really fix this, and who knows, maybe we'll get like some Xbox Game Pass with CD Projekt Red 2077, Cyberpunk 2077.
Wow, you're really all over the place there, huh, bud?
Hey, will you shut the fuck up? How about that?
Oh, okay, I won't talk the rest of the podcast. All right.
So Sega, after talking about Sonic, Sega announced some real sucky news. I really don't agree with this at all. So Sega says the future of gaming includes NFT and cloud streaming. I, for one, hate NFTs. I think they're stupid.
Whoa.
And cloud streaming, it's just, it sucks. I mean, you're paying for a game and basically, like, you can't play that game unless you have a Wi-Fi connection. And sometimes you don't always have Wi-Fi.
You know what?
I mean,
Why
like,
don't we talk about cloud gaming for a second?
let's talk about it. I mean, like, I've had very back and forth on cloud gaming. But what is your opinion on it?
So, my experience with it, obviously, is if you do not have a 5G phone and you are not in a 5G area, why are you trying?
Yeah, exactly.
Because it is literally made for the future. We are ahead of where we are supposed to be. We're making things. Yes, it will work eventually in the future. I just don't think cloud gaming is at a point where we need to focus on it as a major thing because we don't really have those strong connections right now.
Yeah. I don't like. I mean, there's pros to cloud gaming. I mean, there's the fact that, like, it's not just for playing on mobile phones, because there's also, like, playing on, like, other Wi-Fi connections. If you, like, moved over to, like, somebody else's house and you just, like, had a game on, like, say your Xbox that's a cloud game and stuff like that. But, and then, like, you can, like, or you're just playing on somebody else's Xbox and you're moving all your information, quickly cloud saves and stuff like that. But, I mean,
at that point, why aren't you just bringing your Xbox to your friend's house?
yeah, and I think my biggest issue with cloud streaming is cloud versions of games. So, recently, for a good example, what's a recent example? Dying Light on the Nintendo Switch, the game just can't, for certain reason, they just can't handle on the Switch, so they've been releasing big games as cloud versions. So
is it literally just pretty much like Xbox Game Pass for the Switch?
Basically, except, like, basically as if you were buying something off of Game Pass and just having it digitally, but, like, you can't play it outside of internet.
Yeah, see, that's my issue with cloud gaming is it's just too focused on internet. I think we need to go away from super multiplayer games and be able to do one-off single player. Not like necessarily get rid of multiplayer, right? Obviously keep that for like every game. But for something like Lego Star Wars, like let me download it offline, figure out how to make a console that can run without having to be connected to Wi-Fi.
And that's the thing, is like that's why I hate cloud versions of games, because I mean, like, recently Nintendo also released the Kingdom Hearts like combo pack with like all of their games, but there's too many games, so they released them all in a cloud version. That's not even an online multiplayer game, it's a single player game. Like, all of them are single player games, but you still have to be connected.
So why
to
have
internet.
a live service on single player offline games?
Yeah, I don't like cloud gaming.
It's not where it needs to be.
No, we're so far away from getting it to where it needs to be. Is because, like, not all Wi-Fi connections are built the same, and they won't be the same for a while. Like, even, like, I think we'll even get to a point where, like, eventually the base Wi-Fi can be, like, available to everyone, would be able to run this kind of, like, power level. Who knows? Like, maybe 5G will one day will be, like, the kind of, like, normal, affordable thing. But we're so far away from that, you know?
Yeah, we've already, I mean, we've been at this normal Wi-Fi for so long, like, adding another new, faster Wi-Fi, yeah, it's plausible and it's going to happen, but it's not going to be affordable.
Yeah, and we're only, like, recently moving into, like, fiber and stuff like that, so...
But what do we know? We are dumb idiot gamers.
Yeah, I mean, we could probably go into more detail on this on another episode where we actually do our research. But this is just like base opinion right off the bat.
Yeah, so you hear that, losers? It's an opinion.
Yeah, and stop purchasing NFTs.
Or keep purchasing them. I'm sure the market will crash.
So real quick, I'm just gonna breeze past this because I don't want to talk about it for too long. The Halo actor Pablo Schreiber reacts to the show's success, quote unquote, and has a message for all doubters. For all the fans rooting against the home team who hated the show before they saw it and disagree with what we are doing, I respect your opinion and I love you too. You know what I have to say to that, Pablo? Go fuck yourself, first of all.
Don't respect others' opinions.
No, I'm joking. Honestly, I brought this up because it just kind of sounds like he's saying, I agree with you, but legally, I can't agree with you.
It's either that or he's actually, like, just trying to push it. obviously.
Probably.
He's going to be making money off of it.
And I'm allowed to say that I hate this and I think it's terrible still because I've been watching it for the podcast. And I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail, but I've brought Justin in on a few details about these episodes, and they're bad. They're bad.
It's not right.
No,
Stop doing it. You're hurting our child.
Yeah, I know.
It is already dead.
Yeah, seriously. Okay, we also have some news about Dead Island 2. So Dead Island 2 has not been talked about for a very long time because it was announced 7 years ago.
I mean, like Dead Island 4?
No. You're thinking of... I think you're thinking of Dead or Alive. No. I don't remember what you're thinking of, but I know it's not that. Dead Island is the people... it's the people who worked on Dying Light.
Right, yeah, I know Dead Island. Okay, I am thinking of Dead Island 2. I thought there was a 2, but I guess there's like the Dead Island like one-offs that are also Dead Island. It's like
Dead Island 2 was first announced 7 years ago, and we just recently got some more information about it, like probably a couple months ago, how the game is still being worked on. And we already know that these developers take a while working on their games, Dying Light 2. But Dead Island 2 is still alive and possibly coming as early as September.
oh,
I mean, they've only released one trailer about this game, and it was 7 years ago. So it's kind of just interesting how it's just like, oh, you know what? September is probably when it's going to come out.
will just wake me up when September ends.
Exactly. God,
Oh, so Dead Island does have a
podcast?
couple of games. Dead Island came out, and then Dead Island Riptide in 2013. So I was thinking that was number 2, when in reality Dead Island 2, the actual number 2, will be coming out this year.
Okay. Yeah, I thought you were talking about... There's like another one where it's like the third-person one, and it's like completely wacky. And like you go through like
so wacky and
it's like-
so spooky.
You know,
and
it's like
crazy.
super weird. Like you go like you're like trying to survive in a mall for like a really long time. I don't know. It's stupid. It's a weird game. I've never been a fan of those ones, but if you know what I'm talking about, go ahead. I don't know, play it.
Follow the Twitter.
So this follow the Twitter. We are really pushing the Twitter account right now.
To be honest, I don't care if anyone follows the Twitter. I'm just, it's my new
No,
joke.
I
so.
appreciate you pushing it because I want people to follow the Twitter.
Push it.
Anyway, so we also got... This one's interesting. An officially licensed Sonic the Hedgehog game has been released. And it's like an open world kind of Sonic the Hedgehog game. But it is not its own thing. It was officially licensed and released inside of Roblox. Yes.
What?
As a promotion for the new movie, they teamed up with Roblox and released an entire Sonic world in Roblox. And it's like an open world kind of 3D Sonic game, and it's actually pretty legit. I mean, like, they basically just ported a Sonic game over to Roblox.
That's strange as hell, man.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, for a while...
Roblox of all things, another
know.
child exploiting company.
Exactly. Weirdly enough, it had a paid beta for a while, but by the time that you hear this, it will be free for everybody. And I'm not playing it, but you guys can go play it yourself and experience this. Maybe one day when we get to that point where we're so bored of every video game, we'll download Roblox again and just play it for the fun of it.
Yeah, we might do that, and more likely or not that we won't. We won't do that.
Yeah. We also got... This one's an interesting one. This is video game related, but kind of more sciencey. So scientists use facial reconstruction technology to see what a skeleton would look like in real life. The skeletons from Skyrim would look like in real life. I just sent it in the Discord for you to see.
Oh, okay, Neanderthal.
Yeah, it's a straight up Neanderthal. The designer for the skeletons actually like looked at it and he was like, yeah, this is exactly what I thought this thing would look like.
Right.
So
That's really odd, and I don't like it.
It's really kind of impressive. Like, I mean, yes, he does look very box shaped, but I mean, this looks like legit. This looks like just some random dude.
Why'd they have to do my man's hair like that, though?
I don't know. He really has like some weird locks going on.
Yeah, well, what an amazing scientific feat in the gaming world.
Yeah.
I really hate his haircut.
Yeah, I mean, surprisingly enough, quite silky after all these years.
Quite.
So yeah, I know this is like, I know we basically are just like just doing our best to kind of describe these things. But it's hard because, you know, this is audio and we're showing each other physical stuff in the podcast. But I would suggest looking up
not
these.
just pictures of that either.
I would suggest going and finding these images online, like with what the news articles we describe them as, just so you can see the stuff for yourself, because they're pretty interesting. They're something to just like give a little peeksy at. So then we also have another announcement. So Elden Ring has been out for a while, probably like 3 months now. 2 months, 3 months, something like that.
Elden Rings? Yeah, Elden Rings.
Elden Rings. I keep calling
Lord of the Elden Rings.
Elden Ring has been out for a couple months now, and so one of the hardest bosses in the game is like at the very end of the game. There's a character or a player going around, because you can summon players to help you out with boss fights and stuff like that.
Vices.
I'm having a hard time.
Brennan, when aren't you?
I know. Toast.
Back to you, Brennan.
Back to me. Anyway, I'm going to restart what I just said. There's a player going around in Elden Ring right now who has been helping people out with the final boss of the game. One of the hardest bosses, like, so far in any kind of Souls-like, as they claim. And this guy's name is Let Me Solo Her. He's an Elden Ring player wearing nothing but a jar on his head and just a piece of fabric on his junk. And he's been going into these final bosses with these players, and his name literally just says, Let Me Solo Her. And he goes in and destroys the final boss for you.
Wow.
He has been so freaking, like, this guy has gotten a cult following. Like, I can't go onto Twitter right now without seeing an image or, like, fan art of this dude.
He's a hero.
He really is. It's kind of amazing. Yeah,
it reminds me, actually, did you remember hearing about a little while ago players in Destiny, how new players or players coming back were immediately getting put into like an end game activity and weren't able to complete it at all?
No, I didn't hear about this.
So this was before Witch Queen, but it was the same situation where players were getting put into this really hard end game content, and then we had the community from the Destiny crap come in, and they started trying to lower all their power levels, just taking off all the strong gear. Yep, and then you join the lobby that all of them are in, and then you put all your gear back on and push them through it.
Interesting.
So gamers are heroes, everybody.
It
doesn't do bad.
It's not always just a situation where you piss off some dude in Call of Duty who finds out where you live, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they find out where you live just to give you a hug. No Man's Sky has just gotten a little bit more interesting. They finally released a DLC called the Outlaws DLC. Made it more playable. And because they added it to where you can be an outlaw, including stuff like wearing capes. That's a pretty interesting feature for me, at least.
Wow. Thank you. I can enjoy space with a cape.
So
Edna, where are you?
You can become a space pirate, adding more events like pirate raids on outposts, pirate-controlled star systems, and a black market, as well as raiding other ships for loot, live ships. Not like where before it was like raiding dead,
An
like,
abandoned
yeah,
ship.
an abandoned
Yeah.
ship. Like you've shown me a few of those before when we played. And so I mean, like,
Ominous
yeah.
but boring. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly that. There wasn't really anything to it. But yeah, now that there's kind of like a little bit more excitement to the game, kind of makes it seem a little bit more playable. But that is all I have for topics of the day. Justin, we've been talking a lot about news. Let's just take the rest of this time to give like a little bit of update on what we have experienced a little bit more in Lego Star Wars.
Now for a heads up, I have now not only completed the story, I have finished the campaign 100%, so I have all the Kyber bricks inside of the campaign only. I have moved on to the free play section, and I have about 680 Kyber bricks out of the 1,066. Or out of the 1,166. So, obviously I'm a little bit farther in the game, I've experienced a lot more. So I'm kind of going to be talking just a little bit about a little annoyances or a lot more fun that I've had in general. So to start out, there are really good puzzles in the story. They're really left to your brain if you don't have the unlocks to see where everything is. Some of the Kyber bricks can be a little annoying because even when you have the detector, there are some that will not show until you complete a certain thing.
I've noticed that as well.
Yeah, so for instance, there's one on the actual like very last level when you're taking out the whatever you're on. The Death
Very
Star 10,
descriptive.
whatever it is.
Death Star 22.
It's when you're running on those like animals. I can't remember what they're called, guys. I don't like 7, 8, and 9.
Oh, the attack on Exegol. Yeah.
Nerd.
Shut up! Okay, I'm a nerd. Fuck off.
No, but basically on that one, there's a part where it says you have to, even when you unlock the rumor, it says you have to like re-communicate a dish, but it doesn't tell you where it's at or what part of it's at, and you have to do a full like space battle before you get to that part. So if you don't know where it's at, you're going to keep going through it. So it was just a little annoying not to know where it was or not to have a circle around that. So there are a couple of those that you're going to run into.
Yeah.
But honestly, overall, I really thought that not having that sometimes actually was kind of nice because then it wasn't so babied. Although, so what is nice about the completion aspect of the game is that yes, you have to talk to a lot of people in order to find rumors, but like we were saying before, when you can unlock rumors just by buying them, there is, I think it's on the Scoundrels tab, you can actually decrease the amount rumors cost, but you can also buy
really?
every single puzzle rumor in the game, every
Really?
active mission. If you just scroll down where those ones are with the mini kits and the Kyber bricks inside of the story campaign, there's 4 other tabs, and there's like side missions. There's oh my gosh, what was it? I didn't write this part down, but basically there's the side missions. There is other Kyber bricks, like literally every single Kyber brick, every rumor for characters and ships. So you can just literally go down the list, and then it'll tell you everything that you need to do.
Okay.
So it makes it nicer because there are a lot of Kyber bricks. Obviously, there's
Yeah.
over 1,100. They're spread out over 19 different planets. So, I mean, they had to make a way that you could go find everything pretty easy because it is tedious. It's taken me a lot longer than I thought it would. I can tell you exactly where I'm at with my hours on the game. Let's see. I am at 47 hours so far, and I'm only about halfway through
Jeez.
the entirety of 100%ing.
Yeah, and I definitely am not that far ahead. I haven't even finished the stories. I'm almost done. I'm on
let's see, what am I on? I'm on the Force Awakens, so
Oh yeah, you're just hitting 7. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, obviously we had different approaches to the game. I did speed run through a lot of it, and I'm just trying to complete it just to see what's at the end. So if you guys want that spoiler, or if you haven't completed it or won't for a while, I will say it. Let's kind of get into some other stuff that I have, unless you want to hurry and say something that you've found.
So I've obviously been taking it very slow. I've been kind of focusing on like features and details, where Justin has been focused on like getting like through the game and like getting through like the puzzles. Like he's talking about gameplay stuff. I'm talking about a lot more like features and like tiny details and noticing things, like kind of just what makes this game. But yeah, I've also been enjoying going through the story. I do have to point out that I fucking hate Hoth. That was the worst. It made me sad how bad Hoth was.
Yeah.
The Battle of Hoth, honestly, it was glitchy as all hell for me, at least. So it was not my favorite, which was really sad because I've actually enjoyed the original trilogy more than prequel trilogy, which is the opposite how it was for me in like the older games.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been really enjoying this game so far. But you can go ahead and continue on with your stuff.
All right. So I did write down like a lot of the missions you're going to run to are really repetitive outside of the story. Obviously, like I said, there are a lot of kyber bricks, but you're going to get into the repetitiveness, and I don't like the missions where it actually sends you to other planets. So there are some missions I've so far found it on almost, I think, like 4 or 5 of them so far, that will send you to like 2 to 5 different planets just to pick up parts to come back to the planet that you were on.
Yeah.
It's really tedious and annoying because obviously there are still load times no matter what you're on. So you have to fly, and then there are certain missions if you're going to transport a person, you can do that. To unlock characters, you have to transport them to a different planet.
Okay.
When you're fast traveling there, it'll pull you out of fast traveling to fight 10 TIE fighters just to go back in and maybe fight 10 more and then maybe pull you out again. Like, it's kind of this really tedious thing.
Okay.
So a lot of these missions get kind of just overall tedious and annoying. But it's nice to explore the planets and get the kyber bricks because, like you said, you can kind of get more of those features that you want to talk about, because there's a lot of environment and a lot of love went into the game, and you can definitely tell just by roaming around the environments. And they make the environment kind of feel more like the story in general, where it's like you're just kind of playing through these off little sections and you can go do your own thing.
Yeah.
I still don't like space, and I never will. It's bland, it's kind of boring. Yes, you can get invaded by those big ships, like I was saying, Bren.
Mm-hmm. And I still haven't even experienced that.
They only happen in certain planet spaces, and it's only to unlock the actual like big ship.
Okay.
So you unlock the entire ship. So I was a little bit like confused on that part, but you actually unlock those ships, and I think you can summon them. I haven't really tested around with it, but I have them unlocked.
No,
like I have like the full Death Star.
I know that you've unlocked it. Are you able to go into it?
I don't know. Like I said, I don't even know how to summon it.
Okay.
So I don't know what to do on that part. I'm gonna have to figure that out. But
I wonder if it's like probably like a thing of like you have to be at one of those starship stations where you first like go into space and stuff like that.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's just really weird. But in general, you're gonna go into space a bit, and it's gonna suck. I really don't like it. I don't like the just going through. I wish there was more.
Yeah.
But other than that, I just think overall, if you're still on the edge about it, even after listening to our review, geez, if you're still on the edge, definitely get it. It's worth it to me.
Yeah, I think that so after we finished with our review, I actually took the time to continue like I focused a lot less on just playing through normally and just doing what I do. To once we did our review, I was like, okay, you know what? This is taking advantage. I'm going to take advantage of like actually exploring and stuff like that, and then actually start doing some of the kyber crystals that I just see along the way. This game honestly has been doing great at just like keeping me super distracted just by sheer chaos. I mean, I've just been running around and I'll be like on my way to a mission, like on the way to the main marker, and I get distracted because I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna go through this entire little town here and just grab every single stud. And if I see a kyber brick on the way, I'll grab a kyber brick or something like that. But I've just been having so much fun to the point like I got distracted. I was like running around an area just collecting studs for like an hour, and then I was like, you know, I completely forgot I'm in the middle of a mission. I gotta go. So I continued on. We were even on call when I was doing that one time. And because I was stuck on the episode 3. I was stuck on episode 3 for so long because I just got so enveloped into just messing around on Mos Eisley and collecting all the studs and kyber bricks and stuff like that. And just having the funnest time ever. Like, the game does feel very different after the old games. There's no denying that. But when you're running around and actually exploring and having that free roamish fun, that's when you start remembering the good old days and start feeling like this was the same game that you played all those years ago.
Oh yeah, dude. I really appreciate the effort, and I'm glad they delayed it to really push a really good game.
Exactly.
There was one more thing. Well, I was gonna tell you, don't keep collecting studs like that.
Really?
Because studs respawn.
What do you mean? So like
when you're going around collecting every stud, bro, and you go and load a different section up, it's gonna all respawn.
Well, yeah, but like
so you're gonna go in circles the entire time, you dumb idiot.
Oh. I know. I'm just really just trying to push as much stud collection as possible so that I can unlock all these stud multipliers. I've only gotten multiplier 2 right now. I've been taking the game very slow, so I have plenty of time to enjoy this game.
No, like I said, dude, I'm literally almost 50 hours in, and I'm not even really. I'm just over, maybe a little bit over half.
Yeah,
it's taking me a long ass time. Well, what I wanted to say is when you get the game, spec all of your kyber bricks into bounty hunters and the Sith.
Really?
Dude, the bounty hunters, once you upgrade their guns, you shoot like freaking, I don't even know how many bullets. It's like 10 or 12 bullets from one shot. And it's just a big freaking cluster of just lasers. The Sith, when you upgrade their like force abilities, you can actually lift up players. And I found that on these certain sections, you can really cheese the game by picking up characters, putting them right into a kyber brick that you would normally need to do a longer puzzle for, switch immediately to the person, and get the kyber brick.
I've been seeing that as well. And honestly, I was sitting there, I was like, how... I was so dumb. How did I not even think to do that?
Yeah, so definitely spec into bounty hunter in that. So,
but yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that. I know that like that's still like a thing because people have been just doing that to like, so you don't have to wait for the kyber brick upgrade for Sith. I've been seeing people just do it with C-3PO because he can grab onto things and stuff like that. Basically, just works as like a really limited character, but. Yeah, so that's I was gonna actually point that out too, like how people have been using that exploit, but it's really interesting. I'm only like 16 hours into the game. I just looked at now. I'm 16.8 hours, so I definitely have not been playing it as much as I like really should. So Justin really has more information than me when it comes to this game, but still.
Oh yeah. But yeah, definitely really good. Obviously, we had a full review. If you haven't seen that one, go back and watch it.
And go, yeah, seriously, go check it out. Because honestly, even though, you know, like, people may not agree with everything that we say, I still think it's a really good, like, thing to check out. I think it's awesome, like, to, like, get as much information as you can. I've been actually hearing other people's podcasts talking about this game, just online, and it's just kind of fun to kind of see the same kind of things that we agree on in our thing, and stuff that we don't agree on theirs. Yeah, so
it's definitely get well rounded, but yeah, go check out the video, or not video, the actual
episode,
podcast. Oh, I forgot we're not doing video.
Yeah, I know.
But in general, yeah, I definitely say pick it up. But that's
sure.
pretty much all I have.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I have too. All I can say really is I don't even think this is a contender. I honestly think we're looking at a game of the year right here.
I think so.
Like, the only thing I could possibly imagine that would be a contender with it is Elden Ring, because how much praise that game got. But in all honesty, I think Lego Star Wars is game of the year.
And I honestly hope it gets it. It deserves it.
It really does. I mean, like, last year's game of the year winner was It Takes Two. So it's not too far out to, like, think that Lego Star Wars could win it. Because, like, I feel like most people look at games like Call of Duty or something like that for Game of the Year editions and stuff like that.
A full AAA title.
Yeah, but I mean, like, It Takes Two. I did it on the live stream on Twitch a long time ago, and it was a really fun game. So, I mean, like, I think Lego Star Wars has it. I think it is gonna be the game of the year. You good? You just went quiet.
No, I died.
Oh. This is the end of the podcast. No more episodes because Justin's dead.
Hey, dude. Well, we don't even know how to end it in the first place.
We don't know how to end this?
No.
What?
Bye.